Salutation too. I just got to notice that my channel need to be more moderate. I don't know what that means. Does it mean I need to tone down on the controversial topics, or does it mean I speaking too much to enlighten the people? What a moderation. Oh, I got it. Moderation means be in harmony with what everybody else is doing. Modern. Yes. Don't stand out. Well, if you're going to be a modern, you're going to be like everybody else. And I'm not like everyone else. And I think I am being modern. I mean, I'm being I'm being true to myself. That's how we are to be. So you're not a God over me. Like I say, I'm here by your permission, and you can cut me off anytime you feel like it. This is not my channel. I'm allowed to be here by your permission. So you don't have to ask my permission to cut me off. And you can't tell me how to speak or what to speak on. Just cut me off when you feel like it. I will not even complain. Because it's your benefit that I'm here. I don't benefit from being here. If you don't want the benefit, yeah, just that is not complicated. Just close this forum so I cannot participate. Simple. I'm going to talk about this book here, The Unknown Lincoln, Lincoln the Unknown by Dale Carnegie. Now, those of you who do not know, Dale Carnegie got his fame by, at the beginning of this century, about 100 years ago, he started teaching people how to get along. People from diverse cultures and industries have benefited from his processes. In other words, there was a lot of turmoil among the people because they didn't know how to get along with people from different cultures. This is the niche that Dale Carnegie filled because of his travels and learn. And I'm not reading this. I'm just going off what I remember from my studies. You can read this. When I'm focused on something, you can read it. I'm not reading it. I'm just adding to it, ad-libbing, as you may say. So from his travels and studies, all great people who have accomplished anything, they have been avid readers. Because you have to be a reader to know anything. You have to study. Yeah, reading is essential to life. You can't name me anybody of any position who haven't studied. It's required for most people now to have degrees. Have studied, have come under some discipline from a number of years. Before it wasn't required because if you was good, people didn't care what your background was, how much you studied. But nowadays, that's the key to the door. But there's no guarantee because people get degrees and all this nowadays, and they're working at fast food restaurants. They're working as what you call the bartenders because they can't get in their field because they don't have the experience. See, that's the trick. They tell you get your degree, and when you get your degree, you go to apply for work. They say, well, you don't have no experience. So once you see the game, how people, and it's a game because it's for certain people to have these jobs just over broke. And if you got a job, you're really in poverty. That's why I'm thankful that I never kept a job. And the reason for that was because I was more intelligent for that job. So melanated people, don't be discouraged if you hard to get a job or you can't find work. Create your own road, Find out what you're good at or make yourself good at something. And then you create jobs. You be a job creator because you're not fit to work for anyone else. Some people are. You may not be in that frame. I know I wasn't. And I'm glad that I was kept out of jobs because it showed me how to develop my own talents. And now I can hire people for jobs. But the point is, people, people, people are funny. I'm gonna tell you something that's on my mind to let you know more about me. Um, I don't advertise my prosperity, but I go around people just to see what kind of people are around me. In the stores and things like that. And it amazes me how people will work at a place for years and years and years and not have anything. And somebody comes along who you can tell by what he's purchasing that he's got some type of resources, but they don't want to get to know that person. I'm telling you about me. If I see a guy, not now, but back in the day when I was really struggling, if I saw a guy had a nice, expensive vehicle, dressed up in silk suits, spending money lavishly, I want to know what you do. Remember the movie Happiness? Will Smith. He was almost homeless. He was homeless on the street with his son. Remember? And he saw this guy in this with a Jaguar or something, and he just said, "What do you do?" I wanna be prosperous like you. That is intelligence. To want to be prosperous like somebody you see. And you just ask them, hey, what do you do? But people nowadays, they don't do that. Well, I haven't had it happen to me. No one asked me what I did. Maybe I don't look the part or whatever. The point is, what is the point? Yeah. Yeah, I go around and look at people and see what they're about, but nobody asks me what I do. That's the point. Should I be disappointed? No, I'm happy because if you don't think I can help you, I can't. Yeah. If you look at me and say, he can't help me, I can't. So it's a blessing that we stay separate because there's no attraction to you for me, and there's definitely none for me to you. I'm just going about, letting you see there's another way. All right, that's enough on that. So this Carnegie guy, he he was a what you call a what kind of speaker? Motivational speaker, we can say that. But he didn't always know how to motivate people. Where did he learn this from? Where did he learn this from? What was the most motivating person where he learned this knowledge of how to get along with people. He wrote this book, and look at the science in this book. Wow, this book been around. He wrote this book in 1932. It's copyrighted again in 1959. No, he copyrighted 1932. It was copyrighted again by Dorothy Cornelius, I guess that is his daughter, 20 years later, 25 years later. So, yeah. Do you think maybe Lincoln had something to do with the knowledge he had? You know, he had to learn it from somewhere. Yep. So let's see. I wanted to go about 15 minutes into this, but I got ad-libbing, so I've gone a little further. Okay, let's go and read this. This is understanding why he wrote this book. I went over to the British Museum Library and read a number of Lincoln books. And the more I read, the more fascinated I became. Finally, I caught on fire, and I was determined to write a book about Lincoln myself. I knew that I had not the urge, temperament, training, or ability to produce a learned treatise for the benefit of scholars and historians. Besides, I believed there was little need for another book of that kind, for many excellent ones were already in existence. However, after reading many Lincoln volumes, I did think there was a genuine need for a short biography that would tell the most interesting facts about his career briefly and tersely for the average busy and hurried citizens of the day. I have tried to write such a book. So he's giving his insights into Lincoln. And like I said, all these good books, you couldn't even find this book today. Someone donated to the half price to the Goodwill, which I make my habits of going there periodically. This book's almost 90 years old, over 90 years old, and it's well preserved. So people, as I say, people who keep well preserved books, I definitely want to read their books because they treasure knowledge. The only marks on these books is the signatures. So is this an original? These signatures to Carnegie or what? Why did this book have all these signatures? But anyway, I preserved the book. I got this contact paper to make sure it don't have any further damage. That's what I do to my books. I put them in contact paper. You see? So they won't be fraying anymore. You can see some of the paper right there. And yeah, I really don't feel like reading now. I've talked so much. But I may be going to this book from time to time and telling you more about what he writes about Lincoln. All right, well, till next time, this is TAIFA World Enterprise. Old school here, signing out for now.